The body of a toddler at the center of an Amber Alert case has been found. Why police now think this mother may be a suspect. Plus, 1 year later and still no sign of Jabez Spann. An update on the search for that missing Sarasota teen. And 3 pygmy whales rescued in 1 week. We spoke to the scientists taking care of them. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Largo, Florida. The mother of a 2-year-old boy at the center of an Amber Alert now being charged with murder. After 2 days of nonstop searching, Jordan Bellevue's body was found today in a wooded area. Bellevue's mom, Charisse Stinson, claimed that the two had been walking to a friend's place late on Saturday night when they were offered a ride by a stranger. She told detectives that the man who picked them up punched her and then knocked her out. When she came to, she was in a wooded area and 2-year-old Jordan was missing. Earlier today, police released a gas station video of that alleged suspect.
I'd like to thank the citizens of Largo and those that responded with valuable information and tips that also helped this case come to a close. Without them, extra ears and eyes out there, I don't think this would have come to a conclusion as fast as it has.
Police would not comment on the condition that Jordan was found in. Now, this is a developing story, and we will continue to keep you updated as more details come into our newsroom. Today also marks 1 year since a Sarasota teenager went missing. Jabez Spann disappeared on Labor Day last year at just 14 years old. The reward for any information leading to Spann has grown to $50,000. The lack of information may be fueled by fear. On August 28th, Travis Combs was shot and killed. Police confirm rumors that Spann witnessed that homicide. He then went missing 7 days after. There are not any leads in the Combs murder either. Detectives on both cases are consistently sharing information just in case they are linked. Spann's mother, Tawana Spann, thinks it will be the smallest piece of information that will lead to her missing son.
When I was growing up, the police came and, like I was telling you, they gave out candy. We knew the officers' names. There's a gap here, and because of that gap, that information can't be, no one can get the information because no one trusts anyone.
Over the last year, Sarasota police and the FBI estimate that they've received about 100 tips in this case. However, nothing has panned out and the trail is cold. At this point, detectives are begging for more information from the community. Another big story we're covering tonight is the progress of Tropical Storm Gordon. You're looking live at the conditions on Dauphin Island in Alabama right now. One of our sister stations is taking us around the island to show us the conditions there. As you can see, roads are soaked in that area as Tropical Storm Gordon makes its way up the Gulf of Mexico. People from the Florida Panhandle west to Louisiana are bracing for the winds and heavy rains. This video shows a forklift picking up and being moved or a forklift picking up and moving a lifeguard tower on Pensacola Beach this morning. Coming up at 11:15, we'll answer the question that everybody's wondering here on the Suncoast. Will Gordon help the red tide problem here? But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast. And Bob, I know you've been tracking Tropical Storm Gordon as well for us.
Sure, absolutely. Tropical Storm Gordon has made landfall. It has made landfall right near Dauphin Island as a tropical storm. That's the news tonight. Never gained hurricane strength, and we expect it to rapidly weaken as it continues to move over land now. So the center is right there, right at the border of Alabama and Mississippi. That's where it came ashore just a short time ago. And you can see there's Dauphin Island right there. That's where you have the live pictures. It's in the middle of that system on the backside where there isn't a lot of rainfall there right now, but it's mainly to the north near Grand Bay and also near Pascagoula into Mississippi, pushing off to the northwest now and continuing that motion. But there's a lot of trail of moisture there hanging behind it, and so flooding is still the biggest concern. As far as the latest goes, top winds are at 70. It's moving to the northwest at 14 miles an hour. The pressure actually lowered a little bit from the 5 o'clock report, but we do not expect it to strengthen anymore now that it's over land. Once it goes over land, it loses its fuel source, but flooding is a likely problem throughout southern portions of Mississippi into Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, all the way up into Arkansas and possibly even northeast Louisiana. Looks like New Orleans is going to get spared quite a bit from the system. Infrared satellite imagery showed an explosion of storms earlier and then just before it made landfall, things weakened, so that was also a good thing as it was going through some transition. We had a few showers around here. Those have since moved on. We're going to talk about the rest of the tropics. Several systems have the potential for developing over the next week or so. More on that coming up a little bit later. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. Another pygmy killer whale rescued today, this one on Longboat Key. Now, this is the third one in a week. The other two were rescued on Clearwater Beach last week. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from Moat Marine in Sarasota with more on how these whales are doing today. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, all three of the whales are here, and all of them continue to fight for their lives tonight. This is an image of the pygmy killer whale that was rescued Tuesday morning after being stranded along the shoreline near the Four Winds Beach Resort on Longboat Key. Tammy Moran is one of the people staying at the resort who spotted the whale.
It was interesting to say, oh my God, that this large rubber, it had to be 6 feet or so, and then it's just find out that's just a baby. It's amazing.
Experts from Moat Marine were called out to the scene. They were able to rescue this whale they've named Bolt and bring him back to their facility to be treated. Two other pygmy killer whales named Thunder and Lightning were rescued last week after being stranded on Clearwater Beach. At this time, it's not known how these whales ended up stranded, but the experts are looking at everything, including red tide.
If one animal's not making great decisions, the rest of them will follow him to the beach, almost like a Pied Piper. Sometimes it's following food. There are a lot of reasons that animals will mass strand, so it's not clear if it's red tide.
Moat Marine says these whales are usually in tight groups very far offshore. They say to find them stranded along the shoreline is surprising. All three remain in critical condition at Moat, and the experts are doing everything they can to help them survive. They are also looking into if the whales are from the same group. For Moran and so many others, they're grateful for the work Moat does.
Just watching them, what they do with the sea turtles and the sea turtle nest every year, and then seeing how they're trying to do the best they can to help all the animals in distress it's just awestruck.
And test results should be coming in very soon, so that's when we'll know a lot more on all this. Reporting live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. The Venice Marine Patrol also very busy over the long weekend, but not with boaters. Instead, they recovered 5 manatees that were sickened by red tide. A group of friends came down from Jacksonville this past weekend to spend the holiday fishing and enjoying the Suncoast waters. But little did they know that they were going to be part of a rescue of one of 5 manatees recovered in the area because of red tide. After spotting the distressed manatee, they called for help, and the Venice Marine Patrol was the first on the scene, giving instructions on how to help that manatee breathe better until biologists arrived.
We were all able to sit back and first of all rejoice about the fact that out of 4 that were called in on that day, ours was the only one that came out of the water still alive that hadn't drowned.
SeaWorld gave us an update today on the condition of that manatee. They say he is recovering perfectly and is no longer showing any sign of red tide exposure. Filmmaker Tyler Perry raising the reward to help solve the case of 2 missing Florida men. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed against former Collier County Sheriff's Deputy Steve Calkins for his connection in the disappearance of Terrence Williams and Felipe Santos. They were last seen in Naples nearly 15 years ago. Both men were arrested by Calkins and placed in his patrol vehicle in separate incidents almost 3 months apart. Calkins has not been charged, but was fired for not cooperating with investigators.
When I first offered the $100,000 reward asking for information, we have not gotten any leads. I'm raising that reward to $200,000 for information. $200,000 for information that will help lead to the conviction of who we believe to be the culprit in this, which was Steve Calkins.
Prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump says he wants to bring that case in front of a jury. He also said he is willing to subpoena Calkins. The Sarasota Police Department starting a new program to improve pedestrian and bicycle safety. They received a grant from the Florida Department of Transportation based on need. Now, Sarasota ranks in the top 25 counties in the state for traffic crashes that result in serious injuries or fatalities for pedestrians and bicyclists. Until May of next year, Sarasota Police will be studying 4 major roadways that have a history of danger, including University Parkway, Main Street, and Fruitvale Road. Well, if you've ever wanted to use a police-issued weapon, maybe drive a police car or use a police radio, Venice Police are offering that chance to a select few. The Citizens Police Academy is a 10-week program that gives members a chance to experience a day in the life of an officer. The weekly classes start in February, but the application is now open. If you want to apply, you must pass a background check. The application can be found on the City of Venice website. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, tonight, Tropical Storm Gordon closer to making landfall, how its strong winds and rain could impact our red tide situation. Plus, how to make sure your pet is prepared for hurricane season. Those stories and more coming up next.
Tomorrow on ABC7 News at 7.
I thought that there was separation of church and state in our country.
I believe in God, and I think they should be in there, definitely, yes. I believe it, yes. So that would be great.
A new state law requires the words, "In God We Trust," be posted in every public school. What do students and parents on the Suncoast think? I'm Alan Cohn. You can always trust what is said at the trapezoid.
Tomorrow on ABC7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to the Gulf Coast, where tonight Tropical Storm Gordon is making landfall. From Florida to Louisiana, heavy rain and strong winds are whipping the region. Hundreds of National Guardsmen have been activated and are on standby to help. ABC's Maggie Rowley is in the impact zone in Biloxi, Mississippi.
The Gulf Coast is getting pummeled with the first major storm of the hurricane season. Gordon slamming into the coast as a powerful tropical storm with sustained winds topping 70 miles per hour.
We got all the supplies that we need. We got batteries, flashlights, all that stuff.
Residents coming together to prepare for the worst.
I'm a little nervous. Having that support system, it's going to help out a lot.
The space station capturing Gordon as it gains strength, leading to states of emergency stretching from Louisiana to Alabama.
It is time to take this as a serious storm and be prepared.
The storm is bringing with it as much as a foot of rain, continuing to threaten millions in the hours ahead, with potentially catastrophic inland flooding and along the coast.
You have to watch for storm surge, still in the 2 to 4 foot range, rain in the 6 to 12 inch range, and yes, flash flooding in a lot of these places.
New Orleans sits outside the hurricane warning zone, but their mayor cautions people.
When severe weather arrives, be ready to shelter at home and in place. Please stay off the roads during heavy rain and high winds, and never drive through flooded areas.
As Gordon makes landfall here in the Gulf, those big concerns remain the same. Coastal flooding as well as flash flooding further inland. And now there are new threats of tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in the area. A reminder to everyone here that if they can, just stay inside overnight. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Biloxi, Mississippi.
All right, Bob, and that rain really being a huge issue with flooding and some of those waters in that area.
Yeah, already up 9 inches just offshore of Pensacola, so more on the way too. As we told you earlier, the storm has made landfall right there in the border of Mississippi and Alabama as a tropical storm, winds at 70 miles an hour. The news is now is the heavy rain as expected. But for us, ABC7 Tower Cam showing a few showers around this evening. Some of those were heavy as well. And the sunset, not the best, but nonetheless, we did get some photos sent in. One in particular from Fred Seeger out of Casey Keys, showing some beautiful colors out there as the showers are off in the distance. Most of the rain is over for us now, and it will stay relatively dry overnight. We'll look for a few showers tomorrow afternoon, but there it is, Gordon making landfall, thankfully, as a tropical storm and not a hurricane, although it's still potentially dangerous, obviously, with the heavy rainfall threat, and it's just not in Florida. It's going to spread all the way in through Mississippi and up through Arkansas. This is going to be a slow mover once it gets, say, north of central portions of Mississippi, and that will just pile on the rainfall. And the steady stream of moisture continues to pile in. There it is. It is over land now. We expect it to weaken pretty rapidly once it loses its fuel source, which is the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico. But right there, Dolphin Island took the main thrust of that storm now, and near Mobile and just to the east of Biloxi. Biloxi on the actually better side than the right side, which is the dirty side. But look at these storms just firing up in the last half hour, all headed right toward Pensacola, where the rainfall totals, I said, were pretty hefty already just offshore. You can see 9.2 right there, 5.7 on the land area, and that will continue to rise throughout the day tomorrow. For us, a different story. Showers offshore right now, and most of that activity continuing to push off toward the west-northwest. We'll look for clear skies overnight. Generally fair to start the day off on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine around, and a few afternoon storms are in the forecast. Not a lot because of some dry air, which will slip in behind Gordon and move off toward Gordon's direction. But that dry air will limit the storms tomorrow. There won't be as many, but there'll be a few. I think a better chance of rain comes on Thursday as a little upper level low gets close to us. We'll still stay with that easterly wind, but we'll have more afternoon and evening storms around, looks like on Thursday, and that begins a trend. It's going to stay that way too. So good news as far as the effects go, the harmful impacts from red tide, they'll stay mainly moving offshore throughout the days as a result of those easterly winds. Well, this is now a Category 2 hurricane, Florence, out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. Good news, a couple of days ago and just yesterday, the European model was showing moving more westerly and having an impact on the U.S. in about 7 to 8 days. Well, it looks like that has now joined the forces with the other forecast models, and everything's kind of pushing back toward the northwest, although there are still a couple of models still taking it off to the west. We'll watch those closely, but for the time being, that's not a big concern at this point. As far as Florence is concerned, well, there it is. It's a 2. It's going to stay a hurricane, looks like, over the next 5 days. The forecast cone takes it just to the east of Bermuda in 5 days from now. Well, there's another system right behind it. Could be Helene. 90% chance developing over the next 5 days, 40 over the next 2. It's way out there in the Atlantic. There's another one even behind it, a strong tropical wave, which the European model has already picked up on and suggesting it too will become a tropical cyclone before long. Right now, 76, the humidity at 97%. We have that nice east wind at 5. High today was hot, 92. Our average at 89, the record at 95. So there goes Gordon, producing a heavy rainfall now over the panhandle of Florida. It will continue to move through Arkansas. High pressure dominates our weather with generally east to northeast winds, and that'll be good, as I said, at least a little bit for that harmful impacts of red tide near the coast. East winds turn to the northeast tomorrow. Start off at 10 knots, subside to 5 knots. Seas will be running 1 to 2 feet. And the extended forecast for the next 7 days. So a few showers around tomorrow afternoon and evening, but not many. A better chance on Thursday. That continues to stay fairly high right through the weekend, as we'll stay in that summer pattern. It won't go away anytime soon. High temperatures into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Many of our ABC7 viewers have been asking if Tropical Storm Gordon will bring the winds and rain needed to relieve us of red tide. Today, scientists tell us this storm is not quite strong enough for a lasting cure. Dr. Vince Lofko with Moat Marine Lab did add, though, that the break we got from red tide this holiday weekend can be attributed to the storm. Gordon's winds are pushing the cells from the coast offshore, so the dead fish and bad smell haven't been as strong. Today, Dr. Lofko says while a significant storm or hurricane could have lasting effects on the red tide, this one is too far south.
This storm is passing kind of to the south of us, and on the plus side, that's kind of keeping those offshore winds going. But on the negative side, it's not going right over the area where the bloom is, so it's not really churning up the water.
Dr. Lofko says the more diluted the red tide water becomes, the better chance there is of dispersing the bloom. He also adds that this is typically the time of year that a new bloom would start to form. Well, some gas stations along the Gulf Coast are getting slammed as drivers fill up their gas tanks with the storm. Drivers here may want to do the same. AAA says gas prices may jump quickly if refineries are damaged or forced to go offline. Last year, when Hurricane Harvey caused refinery outages in Texas, gas prices spiked nearly 50 cents in just 2 weeks due to the decrease in production.
Without even the supply being disrupted, just the potential for it to be disrupted from any occurrence, politically or with something such as a natural disaster such as this, can certainly impact our fuel prices and have them increase.
Even without the potential impacts from Gordon, fuel prices are already the most expensive they've been in 4 years, up 17 cents from just a year ago. Gas in Florida currently averages about $2.80 a gallon. And as Gordon makes landfall, the Humane Society of the United States is reminding you to make sure that you have a plan in place to keep your pets safe. They say it's best to have a disaster kit ready in your home at all times. Some items that should be included: food and water for at least 5 days per pet, medication for at least 5 days, and all medical records. Make sure your pet is wearing a collar with identification or is microchipped. Sturdy leashes, litter boxes, current photos, and comfort items like a bed and toys will also help keep your furry friends safe and sound. Well, just a reminder, there's a little less than 3 months left in this year's hurricane season. If you don't already have a plan in place, you should get ready now. We have everything you need to know about preparing for a hurricane on our website, mysuncoast.com, including a link to our hour-long Surviving a Hurricane special. Well, sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Kimmel's back in Newer Than New. From Bohemian Rhapsody, it's Rami Malek.
We will rock you.
The fascinating Jennifer Love Hewitt.
What an incredible life you've had.
And music from the Lemon Twigs. Emmy-nominated Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
Attention. On January 1st, 2018, the United States Tax Cut Act officially became law. This law also changes Obamacare. If you are uninsured or struggling to afford your current health insurance, there is now immediate relief. Health insurance that's not high-priced Obamacare is now available. Call the Health Insurance Helpline now. It's free. The cost for health insurance has been a serious problem in America, but now the law has changed. So many people don't get the insurance they need because they just don't call. Don't spend money you don't have to spend. Call now. It's free. If you are uninsured or unable to pay for ACA coverage, call the Health Insurance Helpline now. Get what you deserve. Call to see if you qualify for health care or dental coverage that starts immediately. Don't delay. Call now. It's free. Call 800-307-8167. 800-307-8167. Call 800-307-8167 now.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories, custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
I heard about the Datoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Datoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Datoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Now, sports.
The updated rankings are out for college football. The top 5 schools didn't move much. Ohio State and Wisconsin did trade places, but Florida schools did make some big moves. The undefeated UCF Knights stay at number 19. University of Miami bumped it down to number 22, and the Florida Gators now ranked at 25, bumping FSU off of that list. USA Gymnastics once again searching for a new CEO. Carrie Perry resigned last night. Perry took over last December in an effort to help the organization recover from the Larry Nassar scandal. The disgraced former USA Gymnastics and Michigan State doctor was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison after more than 150 women and girls came forward saying that he sexually abused them. Well, Nike has chosen Colin Kaepernick to be the face of the 30th anniversary of its Just Do It campaign. The first ad features this photo of Kaepernick and the slogan, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." In August of 2016, Kaepernick started the movement to kneel during the U.S. national anthem to protest racial injustice. He opted out of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers last year and has since been unsigned. Nike will make Kaepernick apparel, including a shoe and t-shirt, and donate to his Know Your Rights campaign. Serena Williams, who will appear in the new campaign with Kaepernick, also praised the choice.
I think every athlete, every human, and definitely every African American should be completely grateful for and honored how Colin and Eric are doing so much for the greater good. And they really use their platform in ways that is really unfathomable.
Meanwhile, shares of Nike fell 3% today as calls to boycott the company trended on Twitter after that new ad reveal. Some customers are promising to stick by the company, while others have shared photos online of them destroying their Nike wear to protest. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
16 Venice High School graduate and Nokomis native is one of more than 1,000 sailors who recently returned to Naval Station Mayport after a 6-month deployment to the Middle East. Petty Officer 3rd Class Andrew Grugin is serving aboard the USS New York, which takes Marines to locations that they need to support U.S. interests around the world. A big welcome home to Officer Grugin, and of course, thank you for his service.
Back to the States.
Yeah.
Good news there. We are looking at some pretty decent weather to start the day off tomorrow. Some sunshine and just a few afternoon showers. Not many. A little drier out there. And Gordon has made landfall. It will continue to weaken, but it won't weaken as far as rainfall goes. Flooding a big concern.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a great one.